All right, welcome to Kansas here with Green White Checkered TV. Tonight we have the Area 51 Racing League recruiting series. We got the Xfinity cars here at Kansas for 100 laps. So they're going to go ahead and put down their qualifying laps. Right now it looks like we had about 22 drivers in the server. We'll see how many we have take the green this evening. So while the drivers are making their laps here, let's go ahead and take a look at our point standings, I should say, going into this event. So right now, as you can see, out of the 8 of the 12 races, this will be race number 9. Right now, our current points leader is the 76 of Jim Brooks, leading the way by 15 points over James Ledford. Bud Steele is in third, 24 out of the lead. Michael Spell in fourth, 28 out of the lead. And then Paul Patterson in fifth, 42 points out of the lead. The remainder of the top 10 here is Dwight Plush, Ryan Kelly, Eric Laurie, Charles Johnson, and Roy Wheeler. You can see again, they kind of bounce between the Indy cars and the Xfinity cars. So again, tonight we have the Xfinity cars this evening. Tomorrow night we will be running the Cup cars. So definitely, I'll be broadcasting that as well live here on Green White Checker TV for Area 51 Racing League. So again, just wanted to give everybody an update on that, where everything stands here. So we'll let them finish up their qualifying laps, and we'll see how the grid is going to be sorted out this evening. So we'll let them finish up their laps, and once qualifying completes, we'll go ahead and start going through our starting grid and maybe see if we can have a chat with the pole sitters should they be available to talk to. All right, looks like that's going to complete qualifying for this evening. Looks like actually our pole sitter is going to be Doug Neal, able to beat out the second place qualifier there, Eric Schaus, by 6 thousandths of a second here in qualifying. So really close between those two. It looks like we had 14 drivers go ahead and put a qualifying lap down here this evening. So once this server gets bumped over to the race session, we'll go ahead and start going through everything here. Sorry about that. So I forgot to turn my audio off there from before. Starting in the second position is the 960 Eric Schaus. You can see right there, actually 7 thousandths of a second, really close between those dies. 645 to a 652. So pace cars just starting to roll now. So you see the leaders start coming out of the pits here. Again, we're going to be 100 laps here tonight at Kansas. Again, with Area 51 Racing League, they do have 2 faster pairs should the drivers need them. And as well, we have the potential for 3 green-white checkered finishes here on Green-White Checkered TV. Drivers are coming around through turns 3 and 4 here. Pace car is off. It's going to put it into the hands of our pole sitter Doug Neal. On the outside, Eric Schaus as the green flag is out. However, the top line is able to get a really good start here. So into the loop of turns 1 and 2. See if that top line is able to keep the momentum here as they come out of the exit. So you can see you got the 17 right behind him, Chad Wilkes, trying to work that top line, and then right behind them you have Ryan Kelly and Jim Duda here. Top 5 all right together. So Kansas has usually been lately a pretty much a top group dominated racetrack. So we'll have to wait and see how things go. How things go for that, but right now, so it's still kind of running 2x2. You can see more and more drivers here are starting to slide away towards the very top of the track. So we'll keep an eye on that as the race continues here. Right now, you got a pretty good battle for the lead here again with that 960 and the 940. You can see now the top line is definitely starting to show some momentum there, especially on the exits. And I think that's where the critical thing is with these cars. Just getting that exit momentum off the turns. So I see the 12 of Robert Richards is in the pits. Not sure if he had an incident or something. Maybe just having to serve a penalty here at the beginning. He's in right now, so we'll try to keep an eye on that as the race unfolds here. See if he's able to get back going again or not. He's showing in a 22nd position at the moment. Settle in a little bit bit here. Looks like you can see that tight actually battle right there for the second spot at 923 of Jim Duda, trying to see if he can get around that 17 of Chad Wilkes. He's going to try to make this bottom work. We'll have to see if the momentum is able to allow him through. You can see even though he's running the low line, he's still running as high as he possibly can. He's not able to complete the pass. It's going to put that 17 of Chad Wilkes now up into the second position behind our leader there, the 960 of Eric Schaus. Move around the field here a little bit. Right now we see the 946 and the 13 there. It's battle for the 4th and 5th position there. Doug Neal, our pole sitter, and then Ryan Kelly. You see right now you got pretty much the top together, and then a little bit of a gap behind them. Say right now though, everybody's looks like for the most part trying to just kind of take it easy here at the start. So we can see that 6 of Bud Steele trying to see if he can get around that 955 here. So Trick's gonna be again trying to see if he can get that momentum on the exit. Can't quite do that. It does clearance. It looked like that 955 looks like Andrew gave him a little bit of slack there on the exit there, let him get that spot. So it's, again, early here, only lap 7 of 100, so it's definitely probably the easier way to go about things at the moment. Looks like the 12 Robert Richards is back on track. I also see the 071 of Eric Laurie had made a pit stop. He's back out on track now as well. So unfortunately showing it as 6 laps down at the moment, so I'm not sure what happened to him. Too much safe. Still have a lot of battles going on right now, so he puts in Ryan Kelly now working underneath, trying to see if he can find a way around the wheel there. But again, you can see that momentum on the top side right now still working really well. Key things here at Kansas is going to be if you're stuck running the wall like it looks like they are, so you can see that Eric Schaus is kind of really starting to stretch it out a little bit here. He's got over a half-second lead right now over 17 Chad Wilkes. It's going to be critical just to stay off the wall on exit. It's so easy to get just a little bit too high there and tag the wall on exit, and even actually just in the middle of the turn, should you let it drift up a little bit too much. So kind of keep an eye on that for some of these drivers. It'll definitely be easy for some of these guys to get right side damage. As I say, they have pretty big fall out that 13 didn't touch the wall, but definitely got close. It looks like now the 76 is on that 955 up Andrew as well. So turn 1 and 2 here. So he's trying to get a good exit. And see if he takes a look. Looks like he's going to take a look on the inside here. As this actually thinks better of it, he's going to back off again, see if he can regroup and maybe make another charge here. Because that's the thing is, if you're going to make these moves, you have to be able to complete the pass. Otherwise, if you're pinned on the bottom, that car is going to get loose, and you're just going to lose so much room on that exit. So he's going to have to try to regroup and see if he can make another attempt out of it. I say thank you for joining us here, Rachel. Yeah, I say right now that 960 of Eric Schaus is leading the race right now. So he's got about actually stretching that lead out again a little bit now, almost 7/10 of a second. So a really good start from him. Right now, lap 12 of 100. So still a long ways to go here. 89 laps remaining of the 100 laps. But yeah, I say right now a really good start for that 960 car. Started in the second position, able to get a really good start on the initial start, and it's been pretty much clean sailing for him since then. So you can see that 923 here, Jim Duda still trying to see if he can find a way around Chad Wilkes, but you can see right now, so you're going to see most of the field right now is going to be pretty committed to this top line right now. Let's say while we're looking up front there, it looks like the 76 of Jim Brooks was able to get around the 950 of Andrew, so it's going to move Jim now up into 8th, move Andrew back to another position. A little further back, looks like they're starting to dice it up as well here. So you've got the 959 of Chadwick Strouthman. Got around Gabe Butler that last time by. Oh, you see a moment there off of the turn there for that one car. So I'm not sure if he got the wall or not. So the car looks okay from where I'm sitting here, but can't quite tell the right side of it. You see, oh, you see 83 Jackal's trying to make a pass here. Also, this is a little bit tighter where these cars are running here. So you little good group here right now as well. You got the 88 right there, Michael Spell, Mitchell Willis, Troy Wheeler. So you got a good little crowd of cars here, all dicing up for position. So you see James Ledford, Ted Decker Jr. as well in there. Oh, you see the third man looks like he caught the wall a little bit on the entry. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it played straight. He's going to be able to regroup and keep going there. But so that's kind of the danger here, unfortunately, of running that top line. Is just so easy to miss your mark just a little bit. These walls bite, unfortunately. Looking at lap times right now, I'd say for the moment there's only 2 drivers it looks like still in the 32s. Towards the front you have like I said, looks like the speed's slowing down a little bit. Looks like it's dropped about a full second or so from their fast laps. Everybody's running in the 32s so right now, although it looks like Ryan Kelly's definitely starting to make some speed here. In that 13 car, he's in the 4th position. Actually, we got a good little battle here right behind him. Let's say Ryan Kelly, though, was the quickest car on the track that last time by. You see Bud Steele here working to see if he can get around Doug Neal. That'll put Bud up into the top 5. I'll say Kyle Hess is going to try to follow him through here in the 86. They go through the trial. They'll roll out of it a little bit, let those guys get through. And I say the trial here in turn 1. And I say from where I'm seeing, these cars look to be extremely loose, especially in the trial. I'll say, see the one of Gabe Butler's in the pits here. Car looks okay. Not sure if something may have happened or maybe a different pit strategy. As I said, the caution is out. Trying to see if I can catch where it is. I think it might be the 959. It is of Chadwick Strouthman. Let's go and take a look and see what happened here. Looks like he was battling with the 83 of Jack Walls. Looks like he's coming off the exit of 2. Slides up a little bit too much there. Catches the 83. That's going to hook him up to the outside wall, I'm sure there. Yeah, you can see just barely wasn't clear, but big hit to the outside wall. And, of course, that's going to send him back down the inside. And so you can see the damage as well on the 83 car after he makes contact as well. And, unfortunately, that's going to send him down to the infield here. So he tries to get it stopped there, loops around, still catches the inside wall a little bit, unfortunately, there as well. Should be able to get it refired and back up and running, so he gets going there as well again. And then, say, some damage as well to that 83 car. So we'll see if fast repair is in use for these guys or not here. However, say it looks like we're about to have some pit stops here, so we'll jump to our leaders. So now the critical thing for all of these guys is trying to make sure they hit their pit stalls. Don't slide the tires, and of course we'll see if there's any pit strategy. I feel like this is about a 20 lap run here, so I feel like we're going to see 4 tires and fuel on this stop. Looks like everybody got in their pit stall pretty well there. So see now it's going to say it looks like everybody is taking 4 tires here. Now it's just going to need the race to see who can get out of the pits the quickest. So you see that 17 is going. Here comes the 960s, 13. See who was able to cross that first. It wasn't the second line. That's we'll have to wait and see who was able to get out first. We'll let everybody cycle through here to see where everybody comes out of the pits. But it looked like on the pit stops though, it looked like Ryan Kelly had a really good stop there with a 13.8 second stop compared to those around him. We're all in the low 14 seconds, so that little bit makes a big difference for these guys. So we'll kind of wait and see, let everybody cycle through here, see who wound up where. It looks like Ryan Kelly may have won the race out of the pits here. I say we'll see as well now if there's going to be any pit strategy for some of these drivers. Right now I see that one of Gabe Butler is in. He was in a little bit earlier as well, under that green right before the yellow came out there. So he's going to go in the pits here. Actually, I think he got the wave around there, so that's puts him back on the lead lap. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Robert Richards in the 12. Yeah, he's in here as well. Or actually, I think the one actually may have stayed on the tail end of the lead lap. I'm not 100% sure though. Because I'm looking at Robert Richards actually as being just one lap down instead of the two he was. So I think he may have been the wave around. Not 100% sure, but say he's able to at least get one of those laps back as well though for that 12 car. So yeah, it looks like that 13 of Ryan Kelly was the first one out of the pits. However, that 83 of Jack Walls has yet to pit. So we'll have to keep an eye and see if he does make a pit stop here this time by or not. Or if maybe he's doing some strategy. Maybe, I don't know, I said there's a lot of new things here now with iRacing with the limited tire sets and things like that. So maybe there's some strategy here. So I don't know what the tire limitations are. So I'll have to check in on that for future races. But it won't be like it used to be for some series, because you won't be able to get tires every time you come to the pits, because you may not have enough sets to go the rest of the way. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like the 83 of Jack Walls is going to stay out here. So he's going to have about 20 lap older tires than these leaders here. Nope, not this time. So we're not on the one to go yet, so I'll go ahead and step away for just a moment. We'll get things resorted here once we get that one to go. And we'll get going here again with probably about 78 or so laps remaining. So we saw under that yellow, the Jack Walls actually did make a pit stop there in the 83 car, so he's going to relinquish the lead. So now everybody will be on equal tires here. So that's going to put now Ryan Kelly in the lead, Chad Wilkes in second, Eric Schaus in third, Jim Duda in fourth, and Kyle Hess will round out the top five here. So we're restarting here with 78 laps to go. So this was our first caution of the evening tonight. So again, it looks like probably going to need, I'm guessing, possibly faster pairs for the 83 of Jack Walls, and of course the other car involved there, which was the 959 of Chadwick Strothman. I'm pretty sure those guys need faster pairs there. However, pace car is off. Let's say we're going to get things going again once the green flag flies. And back in the air here. That bottom lane turns 1 and 2. So again, the bottom lane does work half a lap at least, and it seems like the top is where you want to be. So actually right now I think that 17 of Chadwick physicals are going to be trying to keep this car to the outside of that 13. You see, wasn't quite able to clear. Actually, there's trouble behind there. Can't quite tell which cars were involved in that one. It's like a 39. Yeah, 39 is Mitchell Wilkes in there, James Ledford as well. So I thought I saw also, I think it was the it was the 946, I believe, yeah, of Doug Neal, our pole sitter. Let's go back and take a look here. I see a lot of cars involved, unfortunately, in this one. loose there. Yeah, you can see right here. Gets loose, tries to catch it. Unfortunately, there just then throws that just kind of sends it up to the top there. Collects the Stewart, I believe that was. Yeah, Donald Stewart in the 78. And then I say just behind, unfortunately, just some of these guys just had nowhere to go. So you can see the 48 here. James Ledford just nowhere he could go, and then he's going to come down and collect the 11. So I think I saw, unfortunately, as well some more shots up top there with the 78. Yeah, you can see the 42 is involved as well. So we have a lot of damaged cars, unfortunately, on this one here. Say enough of it's significant damage as well, which I think is going to definitely require some fast repairs for some of these drivers here. So for the most part, I say most of our leaders are all staying out. Those that were not involved, I say, however, from about 14th on back are all in the pits here. So that's going to be the 44, the 78, the 80, the 42. I think it was the 946, the 48 as well. So a lot of drivers involved in that one. I see right now the 12 of Robert Richards actually looks like he's going to now get back on the lead lap there. So that's going to help Robbie out a lot there. Get him back on the lead lap here. Yeah, so say, yeah, like you said, definitely some good evasive driving by some of those drivers to get around that incident there, to be able to avoid getting any additional damage with that one. So say all these drivers are coming back out of the pits now that made their stops here. Let's say you see with the 44, Dwight Plush is coming out right now. You see 78 of Donald Stewart as well. Who else we have here? 42. And so you still see the damage on the 42, so he hasn't taken a fast repair here. He's opting to try to see if he can get this damage repaired before going back out there. So we'll have to keep an eye and see how that's able to go for him. And so you see Jack Wells there as well as Doug Neal. And then so I think we have the 80s as well as out there. Yeah, so Diego Vasquez. Obviously Dwight Plush had to take James Ledford had to take a fast repair there. So say it looks like the one of Gabe Butler's mate is also now in the pits here in the one car. So I don't think he was involved in the incident. I think he's just trying a different pit strategy here. We'll have to kind of wait and see. So say that all that cycling through here, so we're going to still keep Ryan Kelly as our race leader, is able to stay in front of that 17 of Chad Wilkes before the yellow came out. So let's see now if he's going to maybe rethink his pit strategy here, or his restart strategy, and see if maybe he wants to take that top side or not on this restart. So we'll step away again until we get the one to go. We'll get things going again here. Again, right now, top 5 is pretty much in the same spots as it was there. So it's just about a half a lap or so before they had the incident there. Just unfortunately just got loose there off 2 of those cold tires. lights are back off on the pace car here. Gonna be 1 to go. So it looks like 13 of Ryan Kelly's gonna stick with that bottom line on the restart. So he's gonna again have the 17 of Chad Wilkes to his outside. Going to restart here with 72 laps to go. So this will be lap 29 when they take the green. Unfortunately, it looks like Jim Duda may have had a connection issue. Say he's fallen out of the server. It looks like. However, green flag back in the air here. So you can see Ryan Kelly doing what he can again to see if he can find a way to get around. Again, he's going to really need to try to hustle up through the turn. You can see him working his way up to the top there. He's going to protect the top side right off the bat. I'll say, but I think, like I was about to mention, so you're going to see a crossover here, though, from the 17 of Chad Wilkes. You're going to see he's going to try to do, sending him deep there, maybe try to pull a slide job, but it doesn't look like he has it quite yet, so he's going to stay on the bottom here as they come through turn 4, side by side at the start finish line right now. Hang on to the lead for the moment here, with Chad Wilkes there right behind him. A little further back there, he's in the 3rd position. You have Kyle Hess. It looked like a pretty good battle here right behind them. As they have, again, you have Eric Schaus there, Jim Brooks, all here right together. So I think there's Bud Steele that was right behind him as well. So right now you can see all these guys are all pretty much stacked up here on the top side. So if you go to the far camera here, you can see just how single file the field is at the moment right now. And so you can see Ryan Kelly though starting to try to stretch out that lead a little bit in that 13 car. Right now it's showing that he has about a 5/6 of a second lead. However, I'm wondering if maybe he's trying to push a little bit too much too soon, because you just gotta make sure you don't overuse those tires here early on and then start struggling as the run progresses. And we got a good battle here. Away from that 76 of Jim Brooks as they turn. Again, you see Bud here running the inside line. He gets the advantage on the entry, but again, the exit is where that top side really shines. You can see just how much speed that 76 is able to carry. That's going to keep Bud Steele here in the 6th position in the 6th car. I was saying Jim Brooks here going to hold on to that 5th position, but now with the momentum shift, here comes Roy Wheeler now right onto the back of that 6th car as they come through turns 3 and 4. And also a really good recovery here so far for Chadwick Stroud, and he's already up into the 8th position. He was involved in that last incident there. So a really good job by him there, making his way back up towards the front here after that previous incident. Same right behind him, you have the 955 Andrew. I say again, I'll have to find out what the pronunciation is there. I believe it's Bedrosian. If not, I say if you're still around, Missy, feel free to try to let me know how to pronounce that last name. But I say right now is running in the 10th position. Pretty much right where he started there. So he's done a really good job here so far this evening. So still again long ways to go. So I've had a bad habit of jinxing people. So he's doing okay so far. We'll go with that. Back up front though, says the lead's pretty stable here. Again, still about that 6/7 of a second gap. I can see that 86 though, Kyle Hess is starting to try to see if he can make a charge here on that 17 of Chad Wilkes. Really good run here. Kyle starting in 7th position up to 3rd. Now challenging for the 2nd position. But again, I kind of feel like it's knowing what I've seen with that 17 of Chad Wilkes, he's pretty good about managing this stuff and then really going after it once the tires start to wear. So I'm thinking this might be just kind of try to manage the pace here a little bit. Again, it's extremely difficult to pass here on the bottom at Kansas, which is as top dominant as this track is. So we'll have to kind of wait and see as they go through turns 3 and 4 here. Most of the saw a little bit of battle there. We're going to pressure is trying to see if we can make a run. Actually, no, I'm sorry, he dropped the spots there to Doug Neal and to Robert Richards. So you also have to mention there that 12 car, again, just got the waiver on that last yellow. Now he's up into the top 12 as well, so a really good run here for him. So now you got a battle for the spot right in front of him with that 88 of Michael Spelling, got the 946. Doug Neal, they lean on each other a little bit in the turn there. It's just so easy to do here at Kansas. Let's try to see if we can complete that. See if we can get it done this time. Looks like actually a good battle right in front of them as well with that 98. The 8 and the 955 here as they come through turns 2 on the backstretch. So it looks like Chadwick's trying to see if he can fight that 98, but at the same time though he's got to still keep his eyes on the 955 behind him as well. Because again, you lose that momentum, that really just opens the door for these guys to try to make a charge on you. So as I said, he's looking on the inside there. I was able the 8 took this pretty much the same line there. Really washed up though on the exit here, so we'll see if that's going to give a good bit of momentum here to that 955 as they come through the backstretch. They're going to be side by side entering turn 3. See if he's able to complete the pass on entry. I'll say, because again, this is going to be where the tricky spot is here. Right at the quarter paddle, looks like he's going to clear, and that's going to move Andrew now up into the 8th position there. One more spot there. While I was focused on that, unfortunately, I missed the change for the lead. That 17 car was able to get around the 13 here. And actually see a little bit of damage to that right side of that 13 of Ryan Kelly. So I'm going to say he probably caught the outside wall a little bit there. That's definitely going to hurt that car's performance here. So that's going to now move Chad Wilkes up into the lead. Ryan Kelly now back to second. And I'm saying he's still got Kyle Hess there third, Eric Schaus in fourth. And then right now Jim Brooks still in the top 5 as well in that 76 car. Keeping an eye on the lap times. That last time by, that 86 of Kyle Hess was the fastest car on the track by about a 1/10 of a second or so. And you can see he's starting to close that gap on that 13. Again though, it's going to be the hard part is going to be you can get to him, then figuring out how to make that bottom line work. I mean, we've seen at a lot of these tracks where it's top dominant, it's really hard to make that bottom side work. I mean, you've seen it especially like at Bristol with the new configuration of the track. It's been tough to make the passes there as well, so see if he's able to make a move. And say that's kind of where Earnhardt Jr. talked about the slide jobs, and so I mean that's really where this has been coming into play into NASCAR. So obviously a common thing in dirt racing, but definitely now with NASCAR you start seeing it more on the top side of tracks where the momentum is. As I said, falling back, but now he's all over that back of the 17 of Chad Wilkes again as they come through turns 1 and 2. You can see he gets right to his back bumper. He's going to see if he can maybe cut underneath. Almost makes contact on the exit of 2 there. So say even with that little bit of damage, that 13 of Ryan Kelly is running really well still. So we'll have to keep an eye on him as well. Says it's a really good battle for the lead as they come through turns 3 and 4. It looks like that 13 is rotating so well through the center. Just isn't able to get the momentum he needs to try to cut that pass underneath him. I'm saying this has pretty much brought the whole top 5 here, actually top 6 I should say, all right together. It looks like Chadwick Strothman's in the pits here in that 959. I don't believe that's a scheduled pit stop. I think they can still go further here. Not quite at halfway either on lap 43 of 100, so 58 to go, 57 at the line. But right now, though, again, you see Ryan Kelly's trying to see if he can make a charge again on that 17 of Chad Wilkes. I say one thing I'm noticing is I feel like these cars are starting to get a little bit loose in the trial, especially. So we'll hop on board here with our 17 car, Ryan Kelly. Take a look here at the peg of the 2, and we'll go through the front stretch as well. But to me, it seems like these cars are kind of dicing around a little bit on the front stretch. That might be where the car just kind of wandering. So they're going to have their hands, you can see right there. It's a good exit off of 4. He's making a little bit of room, won't be enough to make a charge here, but so he's closing that gap slowly but surely here in that 13. And one thing you can really see is where the seam is on this track. So you can see that slightly darker black line there say somebody's got to loosen it up a little bit if you need to. You can see though right now that 13 and 17 right now, they have their hands full here, trying to manage this gap here between the two of them. Again, you see through 1 and 2. 13's getting really good runs through the center, just can't quite make a move though at the moment. I say looking again, trying to keep an eye on the cars around here as well. So I actually see a battle here for the 3rd position. Eric Schaus trying to make the move here, can't quite complete it. We'll see if he's able to make this bottom line work or not. Looks like the momentum, you can see how much momentum is on that top side. So we'll hop on board while he's trying to make this fight here. Try to get that 3rd position. And he started in the 2nd position. Got the lead on the initial start, so now just lost a few spots on the pit stop cycle. But I say he definitely seems like he's going to be one as long as things go his way the rest of this race. So he's almost again. So it's one of those things like you got to put yourself in position to win, and just kind of luck also has to work your way as well. So he's only goes so far with a few of those things, but they run about 48 of 153 to go here. So already near the halfway mark at the end of this, again you can see on the top floor actually stretching themselves away here. Sits there. So right now this is pretty much a 4-car battle here for the lead. It looks like that 86 Kyle has been able to kind of get himself comfortable a little bit away now from that 96 as well, as they had that little bit of battle here. As you can see, it looks like a bit of a push there off the edge there for that 960 car. He's going to have to kind of regroup and go back at it. But we got a good little battle going here, just a little further back here. All these cars all lined up together here right now. So you got the 98 Roy Wheeler leading the group right behind him. So you see that 12 Robert Richards, Andrew Bedrosian, sorry, as they come through turn 2. Looked like the 12 had a bit of a push. That's going to open the door for that 955. He's going to take a look on the inside here. Should be able to clear and say, this is that slide job we talked about. You see he goes straight to the top, and now the 12 is going to try to cross him over here. He's going to try to cut back to the bottom. Now it's all going to be about who has the momentum on the exit. And so he's going to be able to complete the pass. So right now I would say the advantage goes to that 955. So he's going to have the momentum here as they go through turns 1 and 2. Now looks like he's going to be able to complete that pass. That's going to move Andrew into the 9th position. You see right behind them though, another battle here with the 88 and the 78. It's Michael Spelt and Donald Stewart. So they were trying to see, it looks like you see Michael running a slightly lower line here, so we just crossed the halfway mark of this race. Oh, you see really close call there between the two of them. Yeah, so these cars are really good on the front stretch here. So I think these things are just starting to loosen up as the run is progressing here. Sunny is able to get to the top there of the 88 as they almost make contact off of turn 2. So they're going to come through entering turn 3 here, see if he's able to complete the pass all the way through here. Looks like he will. I think the momentum's going to carry him through the rest of the way. So you see the 98 of Roy Wheeler on the apron here. Looks like he may be making a pit stop there in the 98. He is. So I believe this might be a scheduled stop. I don't see any damage to that car. Looks plain to me, but we'll keep an eye on that as well. So we'll jump back up front right now to our race leaders, because we'll say they're still having a pretty good fight here again with Chad Wilkes, Ryan Kelly. And I'll say we'll see if this pit strategy is going to start bringing people in or not. So it looks like Butler is in as well, so I think this might be a scheduled stop for these guys. 98's heading out of the pits right now. 76 of Jim Brooks is in the pits as well. So I'm going to say we've started to hit this pit window here. Looks like it's been about 35 or so laps. So I'm thinking what they might be doing here is splitting up these runs evenly, and just that way they can kind of maximize the fresh tires on each of these runs. So I'm going to suspect we'll see one more pit stop for the leaders here. Stretch it out just a little bit right now over that 13 Ryan Kelly. But again, he's still not too far away from that 86 of Kyle Hess. And of course, as we mentioned, right behind him as well, that 960 of Eric Schaus. Right now, those are the top 4. Same pit stops are definitely starting to happen now. So the 6 of Bud Steele is in, Doug Neal is in, Eric Laurie is in, as is the 79 of Ted Deckard. So we're definitely starting to see pit stops happen right now for these guys. And saying now it's going to be also to watch these lap times and see how much faster these tires are actually old. And I say actually a perfect example is going to be right behind these guys in this 8 car, Chadwick Stroutman. He's pitted a while ago. Actually, he's got 11 laps on his tires versus 37 on our leaders. However, he's been running about a full second a lap faster than our race leaders. But now the trick is, how do you make these passes happen? As I say that, actually looks like he's backing it down here a little bit. Not sure he's going to make a pit stop here or not. But as I say that, here comes the 960. He's going to hit his pits. Going to try to make sure he gets the pit cone clean. It looks like he does. Gets the speed. So I think that's going to be the first of our leaders here in pit cycle. So this could actually be a really good strategy call for that 960 car. Again, with those fresher tires, might be able to jump through and get the lead here, depending on how his pit entry and exit go. So we'll have to wait and see for him. I'll say, but we'll jump back over to our leaders while he's making his stop. So make sure he hits his mark there. Looks like everything, yep, hit it perfectly there. Oh, you see Ryan Kelly catches the outside wall. It's like gun through the infield here, keeps it straight. So now he's gonna have to be real careful getting back on the gas and not bring out a yellow. Really good heads-up driving there by that 13. Pretty much took the whole track to save that car, so it's gonna stay green here. Obviously, unfortunately for Ryan, he's gonna lose a ton of track position there. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say we're gonna see him probably enter the pits here. And say with that happening there, that's really stretched out the lead now for that 17 of Chad Wilkes. Says he's coming off of turn 4 to the start finish line. Still second place is the 86 of Kyle Hess. Jump over to a 13. Yeah, sure enough, he is in the pits here. And there's still a few more drivers that have yet to make pit stops right now. So that's moving our 83 of Jack Walls up into the 3rd position here. Andrew Bedrosian is now in 4th in that 955. And right behind him you have Michael Spell in 5th, Robert Richards in 6th. So you can see here come some of the fresh tires though with some of these guys. And this is where we have to be really careful. Just the old tires versus new tires. It's going to be a big speed difference, and it's going to be really easy to just kind of overdrive and catch the back of somebody. So that's going to be the next thing to be careful for. You see the 955 jumps down there into the pits here. And I think that might be the strategy for some of these guys staying out, is they're kind of banking on a yellow during the pit stop cycle here. However, I'm also looking at the laps here. If this 17 can go maybe 1 or 2 more laps, he can make it to the end from here. So again, I'm not sure what the fuel number is offhand, but I say this will be his 42nd lap of fuel. And saying we're on 41 to go here. So definitely a really good job there by on the fuel strategy here by the leaders right now. Say right now it looks like the top 8 have all stayed out as things run. So it looks like the 80 of Diego Vasquez is in the pits there. Say 955 is heading out right now. So actually looking at the pit time, I think he may have unfortunately had a penalty there. I'll have to double check. Or sorry, not the 955. I'm looking at the wrong car there. I was looking at the 959. That's his pit time. I'm sorry. Don't mean to give people heart attacks here. And actually, as I say that, those 17 of Chad Wilkes is in the pits. We'll see if any of the leaders follow with him. Looks like they have not, though. So right now, our race leader now has switched over to the 86 of Kyle Hess, with the 83 of Jack Walls in the 2nd position. So we'll start seeing now if they're going to start trying to react to that 17 making a pit stop, or if he's just going to try to maybe go as far as he can here. And again, maybe see if he can trap some cars a lap down. So as you see, he's staying out one more time in that 86. Not too far behind him, though, is that 960 of Eric Schaus, who right now is showing as the first car 1 lap down. He already has made his pit stop, and he's been running about almost 2 seconds a lot faster right now than our race leader, so he should be able to unlap himself very shortly. We got the 88 of Michael Spell is in the pits as well. So that's going to now leave 5 cars on the lead lap that have not made pit stops yet. So that's going to be Kyle Hess, Jack Walls, Robert Richards, White Plush, and James Ledford. And as I say that, here comes that 86 of Kyle Hess into the pits. Tries to get it slowed down. Looks like he'll be able to get it slowed down there. So that's going to now jump the lead over to our 83 of Jack Walls. So it looks like, so now it's going to be 4 drivers remaining that have yet to make pit stops. So right now, say the the key battle we're going to want to keep an eye on here is going to be the gap between Eric Schaus and Chad Wilkes, because those were two of the front runners when the pit stop cycles began. Chad stayed out longer than the 960. However, he's definitely lost time due to staying out that little bit longer. So it looks like they have about a 5 to 6 lap difference on their tires here. So, and again, Jack Wall staying out here. So this is 40 laps on this run for him. So I think he may have pitted on one of those later yellows, so he can still go a little further. But again, right now his lap times are in the 33.8s or so, whereas some of these drivers that made the recent pit stops are running in the 31s and low 32s. Start trying to sort around a little bit to see where everybody else is at here. So right now, once things cycle through, I believe our race leader is going to be the 960 right here of Eric Schaus, showing currently in the 4th place. As I say that, we have Robert Richards and Dwight Plush both entering the pits here. So that leaves Jack Walls in the 83 as the only driver yet to make a pit stop here. Behind the 960 is the 76. Well, what's the oh, they say that I see the 48 there, a big slide, able to save it. So he's going to keep it straight. Say that's going to keep it green as well. I'm sure that's what the 83 was probably hoping for. However, as I say that, he is entering the pits now, so that's going to put the whole field now has made a pit stop. Really good save there by James Ledford, able to keep it pointed straight there. So that's going to put the 83 here in the pits. So that's now going to cycle the lead over to the 960, as we mentioned, of Eric Schaus. So say we'll let things cycle through here as they get across start finish line here to get everything officially up to date here. So I said that's going to put the 960 Eric Schaus in the lead over 13 of Ryan Kelly in second. You see he's used one of those fast repairs. That car's looking much nicer now. Behind him, you have the 76 of Jim Brooks. Behind Jim is Bud Steele, who will be in the 4th position once everything cycles through. And then in 5th position is that 17 of Chad Wilkes. So say, well, I'm going to see what the intervals look like between our leaders once we get the 960 across the start finish line, which he just did. Now, as I say, that yellow is out to the 12 of Robert Richards. Say, just as the green flag pit stops had cycled through, I'm sure some of these drivers are thinking, oh, if I had just gone 1 or 2 more laps. So I'd say some of these guys are probably going to be a little bit frustrated with the timing of that yellow, thinking, oh, if I had done it just a little differently, could have made my race different way it would have worked out there. So let's go and see what happened to that 12. Looks like he may have just got loose there off of 4. That's too far back. There we go. Yeah, looks like he was running the low side here. Let's say he was on fresh tires there, so he may have just been, again, running that low side with the cold tires. You can see it just starts stepping out away from him. He's trying to catch it here. So you can see just how big of a slide he's trying to save. But unfortunately, I think once he gets to the apron, that's when it spins the car back around the other way here. I'm saying that's what's going to bring out that yellow. However, what you want to see there is exactly what you see right there on that 12 car. You see it's completely locked down. Make sure he didn't slide it back up across the track, take anybody else out, then actually backs up and gets out of the way before he gets rolling again there. So really good driving after the incident there by that 12 Robert Richards. But so it's going to bunch the field back up here. Now it's going to bring some pit strategy into the fold and see who's going to make pit stops. It looks like... I have a feeling right now the 960 Eric Schaus is going to be a very lonely man up front here. We'll let everything cycle through here and see who all stays out in pits. Right now it looks like 3 drivers have stayed out here. It's going to be Eric Schaus, our current race leader, the 83 of Jack Walls, and the 88 of Michael Spell. Jack he was the last one to make his pit stop, so it actually makes a lot of sense for him to stay out here. He'll definitely be on fresher tires. He's got about 10 lap fresher tires than Eric there. But I have a feeling for that 960, it was whatever he did there, people are going to play the opposite game. So if he had pitted, people are going to stay out. So it's just, as a leader, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place there. So we'll see, though. I mean, he's had really good pace here. He's going to obviously have the track position, see if he can kind of control the the top line here. So say it's, you never say never with these races. Again, this at a track like this where it's hard to pass, track position may be even more critical than fresh tires. So well, that's why we watch. So we'll let everybody think cycle through here, and we'll go through where the field's going to line up here and say, however, I have a feeling he's going to have a lot of unhappy cars behind him who are hoping to take advantage of this and get a wave around and get back onto the lead lap or so. Because I see behind him you have the 44, the 48, 12 who's in that spin there, as well as the 79. They're all showing one lap down, so that wave around would have gotten them back onto the lead lap. Unfortunately, I say that's not going to work out for them just because the fact that he stayed out there. And I believe the lucky dog that last time by went to the 959 of Chadwick Strothman, so that's going to put him back on the lead lap. And so that's going to give 16 cars still on the lead lap, and then I believe we still have 23 cars in the race. So say I think everybody who has started the race is still on track here, so it's a really good run for these guys. And saying as everything cycles through here, so yeah, it looks like now actually I think one of those drivers that stayed out went ahead and pitted here also. So it's going to leave our front row, Eric Schaus and Jack Walls, as the two that stayed out under this yellow. And then from the 13, Ryan Kelly on back, they all have made pit stops here. So we'll let everything cycle through completely. But I believe it's going to be, the top 5 are going to be Eric Schaus, Jack Walls, Ryan Kelly, Bud Steele, Jim Brooks. And 6th through 10th is Chad Wilkes, Michael Spell, Gabe Butler, Donald Stewart, and Kyle Hess. We're on the one to go here, so we're going to restart with 28 laps remaining of the 100 scheduled. So again, so you can see right now the top 10 again are the 960 Eric Schaus, Jack Walls, Ryan Kelly, Bud Steele, Jim Brooks is the top 5, and then we have Chad Wilkes, Gabe Butler, Donald Stewart, Kyle Hess, and Roy Wheeler will round out the top 10. So this is going to definitely be a critical restart here for that 960. He's going to need to get through the gears here quickly, and I think try to get to that top side and protect if he can. So I feel like if he if he gets pinned to the inside, I think it's going to make life really difficult for him to try to be able to do anything with the lead here. So again, this restart's going to be extremely critical, I think, for him to try to be able to get back to the lead here and control this race. So. But again, we'll just kind of see how he's able to get through the gears, and of course all those cars next to him and behind him are going to be doing everything they can to try to prevent that from happening. However, pace car is off, so I wait for the green flag to fly, and we'll see what the 960 and the 83 are able to do. So the green flag's out, Eric and Jack are on it. You see he immediately goes to the top side there. For the 15 Ryan Kelly, he gets a really good 1 and 2 there. He's going to move him now up into the lead. Really close racing here between these guys. Say Bud Steele's going to try to see if he can get that second spot. Chad Wilkes is working on trying to get third right now as well. This is right behind him. Jim Brooks is able to sneak around that 83 track wall. Looks like Chad's going to be able to clear the 960 as well. So unfortunately, I think just these older tires just aren't really looking. So now his goal is he's going to be really level to minimize the damage and try to take advantage of a potential caution and bring him back onto equal tires with these race leaders. So, but again, I say we still have 27 to go here as they cross the line, so still a long ways to go. A lot of things can happen. To actually see one, I think, spun to the infield. Looks like it'll up. As I said, caution is back out here. So I think that was probably the 959 there, unfortunately. Oh yeah, definitely was a Chadwick Strothman there. That's gonna definitely damage the car there. We'll take a look, see what happened to him here. So you see him down here. Ooh, big hit there for the car next. Let's see what happened there. Oh, there you go. Okay, so we missed something there, and that's what it was. So you can see the 39 there. I believe that's Mitchell Wilkes. And then the 8 make contact there, and it's just gonna send the 8 straight down the track here. And then hold on. And then coming to the SA, and then he tries to gather the car. You have that 11 to the top side, and unfortunately, just nothing he can do. You can see he's got the front locked down, and that car's just going straight and just really hits hard there on the outside wall. So that's gonna shake things up here a little bit. And so it looks like we have pit stops underway as we're talking about all this. Let's go ahead and jump to the current session. Yeah, it looks like about ninth on back made pit stops here. So a little surprised, to be honest, that the 960 Eric Schaus didn't make a pit stop there. However, he is restarting in 4th position, so that will put him on the outside line. So that might be part of it there on that strategy. Looks like Robert Richards is going to get the wave around on this yellow, so I'll put Robert back on the lead lap. Saying so we'll have 16 cars on the lead lap, and then we'll have 17th on back, 1 or more laps down here. So I'm going to step away for just a moment here, and we'll get things going again on the 1 to go. we're back on the one to go here at Kansas. So right now again showing 13 Ryan Kelly as a race leader, Bud Steele now in second, Chad Wilkes in third, Eric Schaus in fourth. Again, unfortunately, Eric's got older tires than those around him, so it's going to definitely put him at a bit of a disadvantage here. So I think for him, he needs to try to hope for, I think, just a long enough run before caution even comes back out, so he can try to get tires and make another charge at things here. But so right now the pace car is off. You're going to see the 13 and 17 on the inside row, 6 and the 960 on the top. Green flag back in the air. Okay, pretty good start there for the 13 Ryan Kelly. He's going to be able to hold the bottom here. Looks like he should be able to easily clear Bud Steele as they go through turns 1 and 2. But I say you're going to see though, so he's going to have his hands full though again with that 17 though, Chad Wilkes here. It looks like he's able to get to that second position. Say behind them though, you see the 76 and the 6 here fighting for a third there. It's Bud Steele and Jim Brooks. So you see Jim sends it in. Oh, he gets a little too hot there. He catches the outside of the 6 car. He's able to save it. So they're still trying to gather things back up there. So it looks like they're able to get points straight there. Good heads up driving by those around them to avoid that incident there. But that was a really close call between them there. So everybody's able to keep going here. So unfortunately for Bud, it's definitely going to drop him positions right now, showing in the 8th position. So we'll jump back up front though right now because we got 20 to go here, so you can see Chad Wilkes trying to see if he can make a charge now on that 13 of Ryan Kelly. Gets right to his back bumper there off of turn 3 and 4 there. They come across the line remaining. Say right now you can see they've been able to stretch it out a little bit here. It's also now brought the 955 of Andrew Bedrosian to say he's now up into the 4th position. So he's made a really good charge. Oh, you see 13 catches the wall a little bit there off of turn 2 here. Maybe enough to give Chad Wilkes what he needs. He's going to send it deep here into 3. Slide it on up. Now Ryan Kelly's going to have to try to see if he can cut under him. Isn't going to be able to. We'll see if he's able to get some momentum here where he's going to go with it. He's going to jump to the inside. So we're going to see if as they go inner turn 1 side by side, we'll see if he's able to do the same here. He's going to try to send it in deep as of the 17 though. Looks like he's not going to be able to clear, but as they make contact there, 17, 13 get together, both keep it straight for the moment, but here comes a huge head of steam to 76 of Jim Brooks. He's going to dive it on there into turn 3. He's going to take the lead off of 4. However, say 17 is able to do the over-under here. He's going to now make a charge here. You see Chad Wilkes is able to get the lead back from them. I say really intense battling here for the lead. You see Chad Wilkes is going to send it deep into turn 1, run all the way to the apron. He's going to try to see if he can slide it up in front of that 76. 76 is going to have to try to cut underneath him. Oh, he catches the back bumper of the 17. That's going to now open the door now for the 13 of Ryan Kelly to take the lead back, as here comes the 955 as well of Andrew Bedrosian. As they got a 3-car battle for the lead here. Ryan Kelly's going to try to clear Jim Brooks. Can't quite do it here. So we're going to go side by side at the line here. It's going to be right now 13. I think just maybe got the lead there, but now they enter turn 1. Say Ryan Kelly's going to try to see what he can do there. Can't quite make it work. 76 is going to get the momentum there on the exit. So now we're going to have to see now we got the fight for second and third. We got the 13, the 955, and the 17 all here right together. I was saying some of these cars are going to have a little bit of damage now from all this contact going on. So we'll have to wait and see as they come around through the start-finish line. So Bud work his way back up into the 6th position. A really good job there by Bud. Unfortunately, it looks like the 960 Eric Schaus is in the pits. So he had such a good run going, just that one pit call. And just shows how crazy it is here. You make one little mistake on a pit decision and it hurts you so badly. Oh, see, 17 got really loose there as he tried to send it underneath the 955 there. You can see right now they're going through 3 and 4 here. It's an 86 Kyle Hess right behind them as well. Kyle's trying to figure out where he needs to go to try to make something happen. But right now, so you can see they're door to door right now. Turns 1 and 2. You can see 17 is going to try to run it really deep again, entering the turn. See if he can slide up this time without losing the momentum like he did earlier. Able to complete the pass. It's going to move move Chad Wilkes back up into the 3rd position. But I say now here comes right off the bat the 86 of Kyle Hess. But as I say that, here 125 is going to try to make it 3 wide. Can't quite do it. He's going to lose some momentum here. Here comes Bud Steele to the top now. Bud Steele's going to try to see himself back into the top 5. And he's clearing momentum there on the exit there. So it's going to move Bud Steele back up into the 5th position. Right now, and say right behind the 86 and the 17. And say keep an eye up front as well. It's about a 2/10 of a second lead between the 76 and the 13 right now. But they've been able to stretch it out by about a second and a half over that 3rd place of Chad Wilkes. And say it again, I think his damage is definitely down right now, but we got a pretty good battle here now, right? 83, 925 all battling really hard here for the 6th position. Entering turn 1, looks like 88 Michael Spell might be able to clear him here. I'll put Michael up into the 6th spot. I say these guys are definitely going at it now. I say the wick has definitely been turned up as things run here. I saw also that 86 of Kyle Hess is trying to get around Chad Wilkes. Hasn't been able to do it yet. That's now opened the door for Bud Steele. He's trying to see if he can get back up as well up into this fight here. We got 11 laps remaining actually up front here. We got a battle for the lead. 13 of Ryan Kelly's going to go to the inside, try to see if we can make it stick underneath Jim Brooks. So we saw how close it is for them to do this. Say they've made contact earlier trying to battle for the lead. As I say, that caution is out. It's going to bring the yellow. I'll see who is able to have the lead there at the time of the yellow. It looks like the 42 may have been involved. There's Paul Patterson there. Trying to take a look and see what happened here. Man, that was some intense. Oh, actually looks like it was a little further up here. The 83 of Jack Walls and the 955 may have got contact with each other. Take a look here as they go through turns. I believe that's turns 1 and 2. I say just that inside line just doesn't have the same banking as the top, and so there's so much momentum on the top side, and you just, if you're on the bottom, just wants to push up so badly. So you see just barely makes contact with that 83 car. Say big slide there for Jack Walls. I think he might have been able to actually save it. We'll see as he keeps getting loose. It just keeps bringing him down lower and lower. I'm saying that's where they make the contact there. You can see the 12, the 923 is in there as well, who may have just squeaked through here. So you see the 80 go by as well. James Ledford barely sneaking through also. So actually not too for everything I say. However, though, don't want to lose too much though, because we have pit stops happening right now with our race leaders. Oh, see, a bit of a stack up here in the pits. They're trying to all get into their pit stalls here. Everybody's all stacked up together there. I see Kyle Hess, I believe, was overshot his pit stall a little bit. So it's going to be a big fight now to see who's able to get out in front. I say it's going to be right now, it looks pretty even between these race leaders. Here comes 76. I think the 13 might have enough, though, at the line. Yeah, I think that's going to put Ryan Kelly up front here probably. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Kelly's going to have the lead here. We'll see if hopefully nobody was speeding on the exit. So you can see they're being extremely aggressive there. So I'll have Jim Brooks in 2nd position. So I'm trying to take a look, though. I still see James Ledford out on track. Oh, actually, no, he's letting everybody by right now, actually. So I was showing him as the race leader, so I was trying to see what was going on there. However, with that yellow, though, that's going to bring some of the drivers back onto the lead lap should they stay out. So that's going to, for instance, the 44 of Dwight Plush, actually, as I said, it looks like he's going to pit here. I would actually have stayed out if I was him just to get back on the lead lap there. But I think, yeah, you see here the 960 of Eric Schaus. He's going to stay out. He had pitted under that green flag. So he's got slightly older tires, maybe about 5 or so laps, but he's going to be back on the lead lap once we get the one to go here. So that's going to get him back on the lead lap and be able to make another charge for it. So we're going to restart with probably about 5 or 6 laps to go. And again, here at Area 51 Racing League, there are up to 3 green-white checker attempts. So say there's definitely some more chances here. And I mean, you saw that racing we just had on that last restart. So I would not be surprised to see more of that craziness here. Just again, the aggression is definitely going to ramp up here. going to see some more slide jobs and probably, unfortunately, some drivers kind of getting into the doors of the others around them. So really aggressive, intense racing there by the top three. So you saw first it was the 17 and the 13, and then it was the 17 and the 76, I want to say. The 76 and the 6 even got together. So there was a lot of contact between a lot of drivers there, all just trying to vie for position here and try to get the win tonight here at Kansas. So I'll say pretty exciting racing between these leaders tonight. I'll say, and again, when you get these late race restarts, that's really where the aggression starts picking up. So let's see if we get the one to go or not this time by. Keep an eye on the lights on that pace car. Looks like the lights are still on, so I'll step away for just a moment. And I'll say we'll get back here with the one to go. We'll cycle through the field again. Looks like we'll have 17 cars on the lead lap once that 960 of Eric Schaus gets back and gets his wave around. 2 cars, 1 lap down, the 44 of Dwight Plesh and the 79 of Ted Decker Jr. And then 2 down, we have the 35 of Jim Duda and the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes. Eric Laurie, unfortunately, is 8 laps down, and it looks like Chadwick Strothman has retired from the race earlier after that incident where he had that motor blow. So he's out of the race. However, say again, we're still going to have 17 cars on the lead lap. Saying there's going to be a lot that can happen here. Saying again, with the potential as well of the 3 green, white checker attempts. So I would definitely stay tuned here. I think it's going to just get that much more amped up with these drivers, and it'll be pretty exciting. All right, we are on the one to go here. So again, we got the top 5 right now are the 13, Ryan Kelly, Jim Brooks, Chad Wilkes, Bud Steele, and Michael Spell. Let's say in the 6 through 10, we have Kyle Hess, Robert Richards, Doug Neal, Gabe Butler, and Diego Vasquez. We're going to restart with 5 laps to go here. So I haven't got to the green, white checker point. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Let's say pace car is off. So you're going to see a lot of aggression here on this restart. Green flags in the air. Really good start there by those top 2 on the bottom side. 13, 17, they're easily going to clear. So you see right off the bat that 17 is going to jump to the top side. The 76 is going to have his hands full with the 88 of Michael Spell as they go through turns 1 and 2, I should say. Actually, I say, look like 17 had really. Oh, as I said, a bunch of cars getting connected together. That's going to bring a yellow out to go back and see what all happened there. As I say, Ryan Kelly was on. I think he may have gotten loose there off of turn 2 on the throttle. It definitely looks like that was the case. So we'll hop over here. Oh, you can see right away he's getting loose there in the 13 car. Chad Wilkes able to sneak around him there. And then unfortunately, you're going to see a bunch of drivers pile on here. You can see the 76 gets loose. Michael Spell able to sneak through here. So I think Bud Steele may have gotten away with it. You see Robert Richards there in the 12 as well. So it looks like at least 3 cars on the inside. So not as actually as big as I thought it was originally. But I say unfortunately for those guys, it's going to send them now down to the infield here. All, of course, losing great track position that they had previously. But that's just, yeah, I say, so this is going to set things up for green, white checkered number 1 of the potential 3. So we'll jump to our current session here. So we'll see now again for the pit strategy. Once everything cycles through, I think you're going to see a few drivers that are involved have to take pit stops here. Actually, looks like Jim Brooks didn't lose as much as I thought. Looks like he'll be showing in the 6th position, so he's definitely going to stay out and try to hang on to that track position. We'll see if anybody else ducks in on the pits. I'll say, okay, so we got the 960, Eric Schaus, Ryan Kelly, Robert Richards. Those 3 are on the pits as we speak, which so I think that's the best bet there, especially for that 960. Get him on equal tires, even just not by much, but slightly fresher tires as well. So definitely open the door for him to make some attacks here on these final restarts. And then as you saw there, it looks like the 44 of Dwight Plush was able to get his lap back. So that's going to now put 18 cars on the lead lap here. And should we get another caution, as long as that 79 of Ted Decker Jr., as long as he's not involved, he'll be able to also get his lap back there in that 79 car. So he's just got to try to make sure he stays out of trouble here. And say he's been involved in some incidents already, none of his doing. So say hopefully he can have some better luck on that one. So we're gonna have a couple laps turn to yellow again, so we do have some lap cars. So while that's all going on again, I will step away for just a moment, and then once we get that one to go, we'll get things gridded up here again. So we've got a few drivers in different positions due to those spins. We'll let these guys loose one more time here at Kansas, and again, this will be attempt number 1 of a green-white checker of the potential of 3. All right, we are on the one to go here. So, say race leader is going to be the 17 of Chad Wilkes. Second will be now Michael Spell. Bud Steele in third. Kyle Hess is fourth. In fifth is the one of Gabe Butler. Jim Brooks is sixth. Doug Neal, our pole sitter, is in seventh. Roy Wheeler eighth. Jack Walls ninth, and Diego Vasquez is in 10th. So let's say we'll see what these guys are able to do here on this. Let's say this is going to be the first attempt of up to 3 green-white checkers. Should a caution come out before they cross the white flag, start finish line for the white flag, they will do it up to 2 more times. However, if a caution or if they have an incident after the leaders cross the start finish line for the white flag, they'll race back to the line here. That's the way iRacing has it set up. So let's say pace car is off. Going to put it into the hands of that 17 of Chad Wilkes to see what he's able to do here with these fresh tires. So you get the 88 of Michael Spell to his outside. Bud Steele right behind the 17. Really good start there for that 6 of Bud Steele, though. I think he's going to be able to clear that 88 as they go through turns 1 and 2. As I say that, the 88 gets a really good run on the exits. I think Bud's going to be able to clear him. You can see right now a big fight here between Kyle Hess, Michael Spell, and Gabe Butler as they go through the backstretch, I should say. See, Bud Steele's going to send it here into turn 3. Can't quite make it stick. It's going to put the lead now with Chad Wilkes as they approach start finish line. See if they can keep it clean and green to the line. Looks like they do. So this is going to be the white flag here at Kansas. So Bud Steele trying to see what he can do to make this bottom line have something happen. But you can see just how much momentum that top side has. So you see a good fight here for that third position right now between Michael Spell and Kyle Hess here for third. However, of course, don't want to miss what's going on up front right now. You got a race leader there. Chad Wilkes looks like he's going to clear 3 and 4, hang on to the top spot. It's going to be the battle for third position between the 86 and the 88 at the line. It's like Kyle Hess is just going to squeak it out there. It's going to put Kyle Hess in the third position, Michael Spell fourth, Gabe Butler in 5th. Roy Wheeler's able to come home in 6th. And I say it looks like we missed some incidents there at the very end. I see a lot of cars going everywhere here on the grid here. Let's go back and see what happened there at the very end. Oh my goodness! I'll say that's gonna be a big one here. Let's see where it all started. So it looks like it may have started around here. So jump back out a little bit. You can see Jack Walls in the 946 there. Looks like Jack may have drifted up a little bit. Oh, he catches the 946 there. That puts him into the outside wall, and just from there, just nowhere for any of these cars behind them to go. Say we'll jump up top. You can see all the cars kind of just, unfortunately, just pile in here. Say Roy Wheeler was able to sneak through here and pull off a 6th place finish. But again, so this has all happened on the white flag. So at that point, say you still have to try to keep going if you can. Of course, try to avoid the incidents. But say that's kind of how it finishes up from there. So that was all going on behind our leaders there at the very end, unfortunately. But a few of those drivers able to sneak through there. So I'd say definitely some drivers that aren't going to have the result they were looking for this evening. However, those that are going to be pretty content, I feel like, are going to be our top 3. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull these guys up and have a word with them and have them talk about their race this evening, because that was a wild couple of restarts there at the very end. I appreciate it, Michael. I'll say while I have you though, I'll say let's go over the I'll say we'll do a 4th place finisher too, because I'll say you only got third, or you didn't get third by about, I don't know, maybe a couple hundredths of a second there. I mean, I'll say those last couple of restarts are crazy. I mean, take us through it on your perspective.
Yeah, they were crazy for sure. I really didn't want to be starting on the outside of that last restart. It just seemed like the inside line got going a lot better on the that first lap, and then Kyle got beside me. We had a pretty good race. I knew I'd carry some momentum off the corner, and I was hoping I'd carry enough to get him for third, but he barely got me. But that was a lot of fun. That was a good race.
Yeah, you guys put on a really good show there. That was a lot of fun to be a part of. So couldn't quite do the top 3, but hey, I'll say able to at least grab a quick interview from you as well. I'll say while we're trying to get Kyle loaded up there. So I say good run there, Michael. I say especially started in the 20th spot to get yourself all the way up to the fourth position. That was a really good run for you tonight.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good race. I like these tracks where you gotta work the wheel a little bit and save your tires.
Well, I'll say hopefully we'll catch you in the top three, ideally the winning position. I say obviously the Cup cars tomorrow night, so still got some chances here. So again, good run there, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, I'll say we'll pull up our third place finish there, the number 86 here of Kyle Hess. Say just able to squeak ahead of Michael Speller for that third position. So I was talking to Michael there. Say you guys were door to door at the line. You were able just to come a nose ahead there. But man, I'll say obviously a pretty good race overall. But man, those last two restarts, I mean, those were wild. I mean, take us through it from your point of view.
Man, they were crazy. Starting on the outside line, you're kind of stuck because the momentum for the top line doesn't come in after a couple of laps. So the inside line would always get the jump. And man, just on that last one, it kind of was slow at the beginning of it. Then I just like I had to do something. I've been running the top three all race, and I wanted that spot back, so I decided to change my line and try the bottom a little bit. And like you said, I just squeaked by at the end of the race there.
Honestly, yeah, you're right. You were up front all race long. I say started seventh, but I say you were up in the top three. I know for especially during those long green flag runs. So I mean, you definitely had some good long run pace in that car. Able to obviously work your way back up. Because say that unfortunately that caution kind of right after that pit cycle happened, that definitely mixed up the field a good bit there. But I say able to recover well there. Say was there anything that obviously difficult to pass, but I say other than that though, anything that stood out for you with the racing this evening?
Oh, not really. It's kind of that's the way that it goes here at Kansas. Top lane prevails, especially on longer runs. You gotta save your tires at the beginning of the run. Really, the more that you can save, the better tread that you have for whenever everyone doesn't have any tread left, which makes it easier to get to them and get by them.
So you did an awesome job though tonight. So say definitely want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that third place run that you had this evening.
Uh, just the same ones. Thank my team, K&K Motorsports, for everything, and thank the league for putting on everything in the seasons. Really looking forward to next season and the 87 Cup cars. I'm really interested in running them, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, those are going to be a lot of fun. I've played with them a little bit, not enough yet, but I say it's definitely those are going to be a handful. So say you're definitely going to be working hard in those ones, but I think it's going to pay off. It's going to be a lot of fun.
10-4. It's going to be a driver's race because you're going to have to drive them cars. There's no way around that.
Yeah, exactly. I say it's going to be a lot of fun. I say I'm glad I'm going to be able to be a part of that next segment as well with you all. So again, congrats on the third place finish. Great run tonight, and I say look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, bud. Thanks for putting everything on. We'll see you next time. And congratulations to Chad for the win.
Yeah, so he did a really good job this evening as well. So I think again track position that definitely worked out well for him as well at the end. But yeah, so we'll definitely get an interview with him and Bud here in just a moment.
All right, bud. You have a good night.
Thank you. You as well. That was our third place finisher there, Kyle Hess. Saying, as we mentioned, say we're gonna pull up our second place finisher here, Bud Steele in the number 6 car. Say we'll jump back to our previous lap to get our interview with Bud here. Pull up our second place finisher, Bud Steele. So you obviously had a little bit of contact on that second to last restart, I believe it was, with Jim Brooks. They're able to bounce back and say you recovered really well. You were charging through the field even after that incident. And then, of course, once you were able to get that pit stop and get fresh tires on it, so you were definitely on a charge there. That those last restarts there. So I mean, take us through the recovery and then the end result here. I mean, you had a really good run tonight, Bud.
Oh, gee, yeah, I love the way the car handled myself. Uh, After I was definitely better on a longer run. Uh, I knew there at the end that wasn't going to be able to get around Chad unless I drove a different line. But uh, yeah, there was too fresh of tires and too short of distance to go there at the end to really do anything. But yeah, it was a lot of fun trying to drive up through the field on those old tires. That was a hoot.
Yeah, so you were wheeling us. So I was keeping an eye on things up front. But I was noticing. I was like, I keep seeing that 6 car moving back forward because I know you dropped back I probably about 5 or so spots, but you started kind of picking them off one by one. So I say I don't know if maybe just a little bit of extra motivation. Maybe where you get that little frustration kind of sometimes makes you go faster. I don't know. I don't know if that was the case for you or not, but say really good recovery there for that run. And like you mentioned, of course, the long run, that's definitely where you were shining as well. But say not quite where you needed to be at the very end. And say obviously made a really good charge there at the end, just couldn't quite get there. But say again though, great run, great result for you tonight, and definitely want to give you opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that second place.
Oh well, congrats to Chad there. Good, good man. And thanks to you, Gael, for putting this on. All the guys at Area 51, especially Dad. Love your dad. So, uh, no, it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, you guys put on a really good show. So it was a lot of fun to be a part of. So again, great job tonight, bud. I look forward to having future interviews with you as well.
Hey, thanks, Gael. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna pull up our race winner now, the number 17 of Chad Wilkes, to get him loaded up as you see, show his burnout celebration there. Able to get it done tonight, Chad. Obviously didn't hurt when the 13 got a little bit loose on the new tires there, but for me, I mean that battle between it was you and Ryan and then Jim. I mean, you guys were sending it in there. It felt like it was kind of slide job after slide job, kind of then catching each other, and I say not intentionally, but kind of getting each other in the wall a little bit, recovering and trying to return the favor, get back at them. And that was some intense racing between the three of you there. That was a lot of exciting things to watch there.
No, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it's a tough track, obviously, just because it's there's only one lane really. You may can do something on the bottom on very very fresh tires, but yeah, I mean that makes it tough. It was crazy. I can't believe when Ryan got into me. I can't believe I saved it. Like I thought I was gone. But then in saving it, it completely lit my tires up. Um, and I didn't really realize it. And so whenever Jim got around me, I didn't realize how much damage I had and how hot my tires were. And so I went in there expecting it to kind of stick like it should stick on, 3 or 4 or 5 lap old tires, and it just straight to the wall. I was doing everything I could on the brakes and got up in front of him, but I think he ended up being all right out of it. But I just gave me too much damage there to keep up with them. And luckily that caution came out. After I was unlucky on a caution earlier in the race when I was in the lead and kind of stayed out longer than everybody else, and the caution kind of screwed me there. So I got lucky on that last one and was able to get a good restart. And Ryan got loose there, and from then on, I knew going in 2 laps, tough to.
Yeah, so as definitely something I noticed us like the timing of that yellow, literally like you said, just as soon as the last pit stop happened, that was when the caution came out there. I say kind of I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, if I had just stayed out one more lap or two more laps. Because I say again, I mean, you like you said, you pitted a little bit later, so you definitely had some work to do to catch up to those guys. But then, like you said, the way the caution fell, it definitely lost some of that track position. But I mean that's kind of the strategy you have to do with these ones, because of course you have to be worried about the a potential caution during the pit stop cycle and things like that. So it's kind of one of those risk rewards. And I mentioned during the broadcast too, it's like you can be super fast, but if you don't sometimes have the luck on your side, it's like you need a little bit of everything on that one. So you've obviously always had the speed, so I say you're able to get a little bit of luck back after you had the bad luck, be able to bring it back into the victory lane here tonight at Kansas. Again, really good drive. I was again, that battle between those three of you was so much fun to be a part of and watch. I'm gonna have to probably watch back myself and see that fight one more time because that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, so I want to give you an opportunity here for any thanks and chats I'd like to give for pulling off the win here tonight at Kansas.
Yeah, just thanks to Area 51 as always. Thanks for doing the broadcast. Yeah, same people as always. Again, I know it's like a recruitment race or whatever, but to be able to get to a green flag stop and all that's pretty good. And you got a little caution heavy there a couple times, but for the most part, to be able to get some green flag runs in at a track where you got to run close to the wall is pretty good. So thanks to all the drivers and everything, and I appreciate Ryan reached out to me and apologize too about getting into me there, and yeah, I know that I kind of screwed. He ended up being okay, but I kind of screwed um, Jim Brooks right up after that too. And so yeah, I want to say sorry to him, but yeah, just thanks to everybody for putting this on. A lot of fun. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to watch as well. So yeah, definitely looking forward to tomorrow as well. So again, congrats on the win, and saying enjoy it, and saying we'll see if we have another chat with you tomorrow night.
Appreciate it.
So that was our race winner there, Chad Wilkes. So before we go, of course, we're gonna I always forget my mic doesn't work on certain things. Apologies. So I say so that is our race winner there, Chad Wilkes. Say apologies. I don't know how much got cut off there at the end. But say want to let you know here at Area 51 again. Segment 2 has a few races to go, and then they'll be jumping over to segment 3. Again, they run on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, as well as Sunday evenings. Say all broadcasted here on Green White Checkered TV. So definitely check them out if you're interested in trying to run those the new old 87 cars. They'll be running that on the Wednesday series. So definitely feel free to take a look at them, find them on Facebook or on the iRacing page. So for myself at Green White Checkered TV, I want to thank you all for joining me. So I look forward to catching you all tomorrow evening as well for the Cup cars. So until then though, stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, and hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you all tomorrow night. All right, take care.